a day that the Lord has made. Welcome everyone, my name is Vanessa. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is about my 1 week post-op having my nasal cauterization. Well, I got a lot of views on my first video and I thought I would do a follow-up and give a little more detail because I look back at that video and I wasn't very organized. It all started for me August 17th. I had a really bad nosebleed. There was like no rhyme or reason for it. It just came out of nowhere. Apparently the air was dry the night before, very dry. I had came down my stairs, was about to get me a glass of water, and then the flood came. Like, it seriously was a flood. I was pinching it so tight I couldn't even feel my nose. Blood was coming out of my tear duct. That has never happened before. I first started getting really bad nosebleeds when I was 25, and they've come and gone. It's never really been consistent, and I never really noticed if it was in the summer. Like, I don't know what the pattern was, but all I know is August 17th was the worst. I called for help because I live alone. I was working from home. Went in the ambulance to the hospital. When I was in the ambulance, the paramedic, he put this on my nose. And then once I got to the hospital, they did a medicated solution on a huge cotton ball and stuffed it in my nose. And the doctor there told me to keep my nose moist by using nasal spray and a humidifier. And she had recommended a cool mist humidifier. And then they recommended that I follow up with an ENT doctor, which is an ear, nose, throat. When I left, they let me take home a bottle of afrin because they also use this along with a medicated solution. I had another nosebleed August 20th. It wasn't very bad, but that happened when I had bent down. I made my appointment. Luckily, I was able to get in pretty quick. I got into an ENT doctor on August 23rd. Right away, she opened up my nose with her special pliers, and she knew right away why I had that horrible nosebleed. And right away, she went to, "We need to cauterize you." And I'm like, what does that mean? See, the nosebleed happened because there's a blood vessel in our nose. And she said mine was basically like a varicose vein. It's out there, it's exposed, and so pretty much anything could irritate it. So cauterizing is kind of like burning the vein. I have this huge match that I like to use when I'm doing my fires outside. So this is kind of like what she used to cauterize. First they numbed me. She put a numbing solution on a cotton ball, stuffed it in my nose for 15 minutes. You can watch my other video because I talked a little bit more about it. But she basically had like this match, and then she rubbed it in. It's like a chemical procedure, I guess. I don't even know how to explain it to you, other than this is what she did. I came home with care instructions, and I read all of them in the last video, but I actually want to walk through them. Once a day, and I've chosen to do this in the morning, which is why I sound a little bit stuffy. I use a rinse solution, which the box looks like this. This neilmed nasal irrigation. It says you could use a bottle or you could use a neti pot. What I do is you have to take distilled water. I fill up my 1 cup glass measuring cup, put it into the microwave, warm it up for 20 seconds. Add in this packet and then put it into my neti pot. And I will insert a video of me actually doing this. So basically 1 cup fills this up about here. So half the solution you should use on one nose, the other half your other. I do this once a day in the morning. It clears out all the junk, you know, stuff that dried up. It comes out. It's kind of gross. And then I jump in the shower. Also, first thing in the morning, what I do is I take stool softener. For me, 2 is enough. because this particular brand and dosage says to take 1 to 3 tablets a day. 2 works for me. So that's the first thing I'm doing. Again, this I believe is a minimum of a 2-week recovery, but this is something you should do right away, and I'm still doing it today. Yesterday was 1 week. I'm still doing it today. Twice a day, you put in this ointment. I don't know if it's just this particular one. It is bacitracin zinc ointment. Put it in the morning and at night, or inside your nose. So I take a Q-tip and I basically put this ointment all around the Q-tip so that I gently rub it inside and I don't irritate my nose. For me, because I don't know if this is normal or what, but I know from the time I had my nosebleed, because I was pinching my nose so hard with the washcloth that my nose was left dry. It is still dry and it's still raw. I don't know if you could see like in the creases. This is not normal. It is red, it feels raw, skin comes off, it's dry, it hurts a little. So I started putting this ointment on it as well. Then throughout the day, you should have a nasal spray. This was sent home with me by my ENT doctor, but you could buy your own over the counter. And keep in mind, for me, I use my HSA funds account that I have for medical. I use this. It doesn't have any precautions that you can only use it so many times a day. So I use it as often as needed. I keep my humidifier right now. I'm in my bedroom, so I do have my humidifier running. But when I'm on the go, I have this little humidifier that I purchased. You can go on Amazon.com or Walmart.com. I don't remember. This I put in my car. I take it into the office. I'm going to have it everywhere just in case I feel like I need it. But honestly, when you're somewhere else, like not in your car, not in your office, I think the nasal spray will be sufficient. That's what I'm discovering. I have been sleeping upright every single night. That's not what was instructed to me at the doctor, but when I looked online, it said to sleep upright. You don't want to touch your nose. It's kind of like having a cut, a surgery. You don't want to mess with your nose. So for me, sleeping upright has been working out best. I don't feel 100% comfortable because I don't have a recliner, but I make myself as comfortable as I can on a couch, because if I do try it on my bed, it's not gonna happen. I have turned up my AC unit because I do have my son who lives with me. He can't bear the heat like me. I do have my AC unit up so it doesn't come on as often, it doesn't stay on as long. I used to run 2 fans in my bedroom. I stopped running the floor fan. I do keep my ceiling fan on low because I could not bear to be without it. I tried. Couldn't do it. I make sure to stay hydrated. I keep water with me everywhere. I keep it at my bedside because at first, you're probably not going to be able to breathe through your nose at all the first few nights. And so you're going to have a dry mouth. So stay hydrated. I also make sure to keep chapstick because along with having a dry mouth, my lips get dry. So I keep it with me everywhere and at my bedside for during the night. The pain. I read and even was told that for 3 to 5 days, I was going to feel like I wanted to itch my nose, not to do it. I said that online and it was told to me at the doctor's office. I didn't really want to itch it, but it was like this annoying feeling. And I didn't associate it with pain until the 3rd day because I couldn't sleep. And on the 3rd day, I had to call in to work. I do work from home. Sometimes I go into the office, so I'm thankful I could do all this from home. But every day, like was a lot of drippage up until like the first 3 days. There was a lot of drippage. There was that feeling that I didn't realize was pain as well. I thought I couldn't take any pain meds because medication can thin out your blood. So if you have another nosebleed, that's not going to be good. And eventually I got on again and I found out I could take Tylenol. So I was only taking Tylenol at night to have a good night's sleep because I don't want to get addicted to any medicine. On the third night, I did take my Tylenol and I slept pretty good. Up until that point, I was tired. My voice was raspy. I was irritated with that pain. But the third night and the fourth night, I used Tylenol and had a good night's sleep. The fifth day, which I'm so thankful that these things got better because I went to my cousin's wedding. The pain, I'll tell you, yes, you feel something going on in your nose and it hurts when you touch your nose, but the pain I'm talking about was on my upper lip and my upper gums. It was so weird. So weird. But that's where the pain was, and I researched it and other people said the same thing. By the time Saturday came, the fifth day, the wedding, that pain on my lip and my gums was gone. Now, my nose still hurts today when I touch it. You have to just be so careful. Here's some little tips that I just want to tell you guys. I made myself tea with lemon and honey because at first when I had the nosebleed, that really helped because there was a lot of drippage, going down my throat. And then I just continued with the tea because my voice was so raspy from not getting sleep. And I still feel raspy. I feel like I'm still trying to catch up on sleep. I do get up maybe twice a night, which I normally don't. But I do find myself waking up twice a night. I don't know if it's because I'm checking on my nose. I don't know if it's just because I'm thirsty. So I continue to sip on some tea. A warm tea, not hot, but warm. I make sure I take this little packet with me everywhere. It has my cotton ball. It has washcloth. It has the afrin, just in case. You also want to have your Kleenex around, or I just use a washcloth because there will be some drippage, at least for me. I don't know if this is normal. I'll have a follow-up coming up soon, but especially after doing the neti pot, you're gonna have drippage. It's gonna keep coming out. This I didn't realize was as serious as it is to have this kind of procedure, but I'm getting through it. I'm hoping everything's going to be fine. The ENT doctor told me this was not a guaranteed procedure. Nosebleeds will still happen. Even though this blood vessel was cauterized, one could grow back. Nothing is 100% guaranteed. Nothing is permanent. But this is where I'm at. I haven't had a nosebleed ever since August 20th. But I am taking it easy. That's another thing I forgot to mention. Like I said, this is a 2-week recovery process. Could be more. But take it easy. Don't exercise. Don't lift anything. Don't bend down. I've been squatting down, but not bending over. And I'm very careful when I do squat. I'm going to be honest. I have a teenage son who doesn't listen all the time. Doesn't do what he's supposed to do all the time. And I'm that mom that will be yelling when I lose my patience. I have not yelled because I know that I have tried not to get angry because I know that increases my blood pressure. I've been taking it easy. My house is not really getting cleaned. Just take it easy. If you can take time off from work, I probably would recommend it. I'm able to work through this because I'm at home. The mask, when we do go out, does hide that drippage. I do wish you well. I hope this helps somebody. Remember, today is going to be what you make of it. Thanks for watching.